Today let's start the first section or the first part of the chapter, the French Revolution, class 9th, social science. The first part of the chapter is related to the storming of a fort that later turned into a prison called Bastille, or in French you can call it what? Bastille. Now on the morning of 14th July 1789, the city of Paris and its people were in a state of confusion. They were in a state of alarm. They were shocked, they were surprised because there were rumors or false information in the country that the king had ordered what? Open fire on the citizen. Remember, this place Bastille is there in the city of Paris. The place which is discussed in this section is Paris. Now what happened when people people talking, other people talking about what? That the king had ordered what? Open fire. Now the king after some time might order the army people to do what? Fire on the citizen. In order to save themselves from the attack, and as they were afraid, they decided to come together. They gathered in a group of about 7,000 men and women and called themselves what? People's Militia. People's Militia, easily understood from the word here, military army, a kind of group of soldiers made out of what? Common people. That's why it was called what? People's Militia. Now what happened when they got together, they were in search of what? Ammunition, arms and weapons. They went here and there. They went even to the government buildings in order to search the weapons. And finally they headed towards what? The prison, that was what? The Bastille. Now prison, that time people believed what? That a lot of stock of these ammunition could be found here in this prison. Now when they went there, they asked the commander to give them something, some kind of weapons, but the commander refused. So what happened as a result? People, the angry mob, the angry people decided to do what? They killed the commander. They beheaded him. Matlab, they removed the head. They cut the head of the person, the commander. And it is said, it is there on Google, that the people, they took his head and they roamed in the entire city of Paris, showing the people the head of that commander as a sign of what? Revolution in the country. So what happened? They killed the commander. Also that time Bastille had about 7 prisoners in it. Though those 7 prisoners were also released, yet after what happened? They decided to destroy the prison also. Okay, they decided to destroy the full of Bastille. Why? Because it stood for some kind. It was a symbol of what? Ruler's tyranny. It was a symbol of what? Tyranny. That means what? The unfair and the uncruel practices of the king. So people decided to destroy, to demolish the entire building of the prison. That entire building, they broke it into pieces, and the stone fragments were kept by the people as a remembrance, as a souvenir, as a memento, so that they remember that this was the day when the revolution in the country started. So we can see here it's written, it was demolished, and its stone fragment, the pieces which came out after destroying the building, it was saved as what? It was kept as a souvenir, as a remembrance, as a याद as a memory, ताकि people को हमेशा याद रहे that this particular day the revolution began in the country. And after this, what happened? There were many chain of events that took place one after the another, and which led to what? The final revolution in the country. So as we can see on the first page, they have mentioned the storming of Bastille, which was a prison, which was a fort that later turned into a prison. People went there in search, in hope of finding what? Ammunition. That means what? The weapon, hatyar, because they wanted to fight against what? The ruler and its army. So what happened? They went there. They did not get what they wanted, but what they wanted, they did not get what they want. But they decided to do what? They decided to destroy the prison. Okay, and what happened when it was destroyed? The stone fragments were kept as a remembrance. And then after what happened? One or the other event happened that led to what? Bringing about complete revolution in the country.